Alright, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about praising people or complimenting people. It's something that everybody kind of knows that they should do, and it can be easy when you know the person well, or when there's some obvious point where you want to compliment, you want to point it out to them. But in other times, it's not so simple, and maybe you don't know the person at all, and it feels a little bit weird kind of complimenting someone you don't know. And it can also be intimidating. You think that someone's going to think one way because you complimented them, whether it's if someone you think they think you're hitting on them, or you think that there's some ulterior motive, and really you just want to compliment them, or you're looking for a way to kind of start a conversation. And like I said before, I think everybody kind of knows that they need to do it, but it's something that not everybody does because it can be intimidating. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, and kind of the benefits of what praising people, complimenting people can do. I think that, and I'm going to talk about this in a later video, that everybody likes to talk about themselves. So when you kind of turn the conversation on somebody else and start out by complimenting them, it's a great way to kind of have an icebreaker, and immediately the conversation is kind of diverted away from you, and they'll be able to kind of open up to you and kind of express themselves in a way that feels a little bit more comfortable. It can be intimidating, and it's a little bit scary and weird at times when you don't know someone, but really taking that leap and going out there and saying something to someone that feels a little bit uncomfortable for you is what's going to help you kind of feel more comfortable talking to other people. I think taking that leap is a really important point. Sometimes when you're doing stuff like complimenting someone or praising them or whatnot, you get that feeling where you're like, oh, for example, I see they have a nice shirt, or I see something that I want to compliment them about, or just say something nice to them. But then you get that feeling like, oh, is it weird? Like, should I say that or not? And kind of one tool that I've used in the past is, as soon as you get that feeling, you just immediately act. You immediately do it, and you don't kind of mull it over and think too long. Because if you think too long, you're just going to analyze it too far and dig too deep into it. And really, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, any of these conversations you just think about throughout your day, and you have so many interactions with people and throughout your life, but you're not going to remember. You're going to remember a very small fraction of them. So what I like to think about is, people don't really remember all their conversations. So even if you say something that you feel is awkward or weird or strange, they're not going to remember it. People will remember maybe some super profound conversations they have over their lifetime. Maybe you can point to specific conversations you've had with people, but there's not the ones that you end up remembering are not those ones where someone was a little bit awkward or a little bit strange. Maybe they think it for 1 second, and then the feeling goes away, and they never even think about it the rest of their life. And maybe I've had this happen before with myself, where I say something to someone, and I'm like, oh, that was awkward or weird, and you think about it. You keep going back to it, like, oh, I wonder, why did I say that? But really, the person that you said it to never even comes back to it again. They never think about it. And so, when you get that feeling of, oh, should I say this or should I not, just jump forward and go for it. And that's a pretty good tool that I've used in the past to kind of overcome that feeling. I think that's going to be all for today's video. Thanks for watching.